Hello and welcome to episode 117 of the Daily Sales Message, where each and every single day, for at least the last 117 days in a row now, I've provided you with a piece of simple and actionable advice that's designed to help you feel more confident and sell more stuff. If you're new around here, my name is James Newell and I teach people how to sell for a living. And for me, that comes in two very distinct parts. It starts with having a clear sales message, so being able to clearly articulate your offering to somebody else. Sounds flippant, but it's a very, very important thing and a big problem that lots of people do actually suffer with. And secondly, it comes down to having selling confidence, the ability to be relaxed and comfortable and confident in a selling conversation in particular. In this episode 117, we're talking about blogs, we're talking about social media, talking about websites, talking about all your touch points really, and something you've got to be aware of, you've got to avoid. And if I'm doing this, so once I've told you what this is, you're probably going to check out my stuff and see if I'm doing it. So if I'm doing this, then, well, that's going to be embarrassing, isn't it? But there you go, I'm not perfect. But having outdated things. Have you ever been to a website where they've got a blog and there's 4 posts on it, but they're from like 1974? Or you go to somebody's social media and they haven't posted since 10 years ago. Or you look at their website and it's really outdated and it's got, the old-fashioned Twitter logo, the old-fashioned Instagram logo, etc. These are all disconcerting things. And that's what we're talking about today. Outdated elements of your blog, social media, website, etc. If you have old logos, abandoned social media, abandoned blogs, etc., it sends a poor message to me as a potential buyer that you are feckless in a way. It shows that you don't really have an eye for detail or that you don't care as much as perhaps I'd like you to. And what that could mean for me is I think, well, if they've started a blog and abandoned it because they've lost interest in it, why wouldn't they do that to me as a customer? So if they're going to abandon that and lose interest, then why, I expect them to deal with their customers in the same way. There's this old phrase, how you do anything is how you do everything. And that's how people think. So they're going to take your actions in one place and just transpose that into another situation. So if I look at your website and you've got, it's literally like a Web1 website with the old Instagram logo, etc., I may never buy from you. I may never reach out to you because I could think that your website's been abandoned first of all. Maybe you're not even selling business. But if you are, it tells me that you're not really on the ball, are you? You're not really covering those details. And as such, would you cover the details of helping me with my problem through your product or service? Or would you give that a similar amount of minimal attention and care? So today, I want you to have a look at your website, your blog, if you've got one, social media posts, etc. Just make sure everything's up to date and set a schedule for you to make sure things are up to date. Because if, as a buyer, I find outdated things there, it's just off-putting. It's not a great thing. But I'm very well aware that while I'm saying this, I may well be a perpetrator of this. So don't judge me. I'm learning as much as you are. And I suppose the nature of this stuff is you've got outdated things because you have forgotten about them. They have slipped through the net. They're not obvious to you as a seller, but they're definitely obvious to your buyers, and it can definitely really, really be off-putting. So that's it for episode 117 of the Daily Sales Message. Tomorrow, it's an emergency. Episode 118, we're having an emergency. We need to set an emergency action plan in place. And I'm going to tell you all about what that is, when to use it, and why you should have one. But you need to tune in tomorrow for that. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to us, like, comment, or share. Just interact in some way with the Daily Sales Message. It helps us to reach more people with our positive message of simple and actionable advice. And it's kind of my personal goal to reach as many small business owners, solopreneurs, freelancers, coaches, consultants as possible with all of this free, structured, actionable advice that will actually help them. I've got 117 ideas already that are out there that can help people, and hundreds more to come. They're easy to implement. They're free to implement. You can pretty much do it straight away. I really am on a mission to demystify selling and destigmatize selling. It's just a learned skill like anything else, and it's not that hard to do. So if you can interact, like, share, comment, post on social media in any kind of a way, I'd be truly appreciative because it will help us to reach more people. That's it for this episode. Tomorrow, get ready. We've got an emergency in episode 118.